Hello, everybody. My name is Knight. I'm here with Screw It, Hobo McGee, and welcome to Horrorverse. Today we're talking.
The name anymore.
I don't care.
We can't we can't do that. It's not the name anymore.
Today we're talking
I wish
about.
it was.
um. Well, today we're starting off Horrorverse with Five Nights at Freddy's, a game that me and Quinn both really grew up with. Um. Once since me and Quinn met in like sixth grade, this was pretty much the one game we could talk about for hours. Other games we talk about for horror would be Outlast. That's pretty much it. But
Bring up any other games for whatever reason.
hmm
Talked about two and we left it like that.
yeah. But this game is very big. It's a very big series, and my honestly, isn't it the longest lasting horror series?
I think so. How many games have been released for this?
First
Seven?
four Sister Location. That's five. FNAF World, six Pizzeria Simulator.
I don't know. Can we count World as that? Is that
Well,
even
no,
like the
World is just
first
a
game in the
tycoon.
lore?
Um,
I guess we can leave that out of the count.
but I have FNAF 1 through 4 Sister Location, Pizzeria Simulator, and Help Wanted. Those are the most talked about games. But our thoughts on the overall series. It's amazing series. It's an amazing series.
Huge factor in a lot of things.
hmm And it was pretty much the first horror game to build a whole series of um what's it called? First person jump scare games. What I mean by that is it sparked Joy of Creation, Five Nights at Treasure Island, One Night at Flumpty's. It just sparked this whole haunted
Nights at
pizzeria.
Candy's, all of those.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
spawned. It spawned.
everything. There were so many spin-offs. There was a Mario spin-off. There was a SpongeBob spin-off. There was
hmm
a whole lot of spin-offs.
Is it capturing you?
I mean, I don't even know which channel is this stream up on. Is it up yet or no?
Hold on.
If I can so that I can. Because if it is a stream, I can read comments or whatever.
Hold on. Okay, but yeah, I think I fixed it. Yep. Okay. Um, but the actual horror is it's a very I'd say it's a very scary game in its own ways. Every game has a way to make
Yeah.
itself scary.
I think it's not so much like physically scary, but more
It's haunting.
psychologically scary.
Yeah. And that's gonna drive us
Yeah.
into our talk about the lore. So the lore is in many different sections. I'm just gonna go from first to second to third, and we'll just put the pieces together. FNAF 1. Five children are murdered and their souls are taken over five pizzeria animatronics. And the murderer is, of course, the infamous William Afton, or the purple guy. So
Afton.
yeah, that name sparks because apparently Afton is the character in Sister Location. I recently found out that it is William Afton, so he's been in the series of games all over, and we will get to
You play as his son, Michael Afton, in like all of
fourth game.
the first three. I think it's the first. No, I think it's the first four. Or no, you play as him in 1 and 3, and you play as him again in Sister Location. It's him going and trying to right the wrongs of his father.
Yeah, pretty much. And then we have the phone guy, who is just this guy who works there and is he was killed, and that is presumed to be Golden Freddy. I don't think that. I think that Golden Freddy was the last child to be killed by the purple guy. because that would make more sense.
Yeah. It's hard to figure out which. There were like 11 killed, weren't there? Was there a whole new set killed for
There.
FNAF 2?
Well, that brings us to FNAF 2, which is the
The
prequel of the
base set.
first game. It says murders increase.
Yeah.
Uh, and then there's little talks about the bite of 87, and the FNAF 2 is just to set up the events that happened in FNAF 1. That there has been stuff going on inside the pizzeria, a little bit suspicious stuff about a guy that works there. This animatronic being physically torn apart and put back together, that being Mangle. And then they talk about the bite of 87. Honestly, I wrote our thoughts and predictions and thought about that. Everyone thought it was Foxy or Mangle.
Yeah. Well, it would make sense for Mangle because of the unhinged jaw.
Mm-hmm.
If
Uh,
we are really so deep into the bite of 87, technically there's 2 bites because of the bite of 83 and the bite of 87.
yeah. With oh
If we
yeah.
go real deep in that.
Um, oh, I could hear my echo. Let me turn desktop down. Okay. Um, But with that, everyone thought it was one of the foxes because they're with Foxy number one, he was out of order, so that just meant like, yeah, he did something. Something happened with this particular animatronic that everything just went down.
Well, in the first game, when the phone guy talks about it, everyone instantly thought Foxy because he was out of order at the time.
Hmm.
But then we learned more as the next couple games came out, so it's hard to really tell.
Hmm. But with this, it just tell with FNAF 2, it shows that the souls were taken by this strange guy and that these souls are said to haunt everything, which brings us to the third game, the souls of the children haunting William Afton or the purple guy.
Yeah.
And that just becomes
Or you could say that since it's you play as Michael,
mhm,
William's son, that the hallucinations of the nightmares he's had trying to pick up the pieces his father left behind.
mhm. Well, there are many different speculations about the night guards. There's Mike Schmidt, Jeremy Fitzgerald, and William Afton. Um,
Yeah.
but with him becoming an animatronic and uh himself and harming narc
There's so many
guards.
theories about
Well, yeah,
who they really are, though.
there's gonna
The
be
which one's right
because there were theories when the first.
that I've been with.
Go ahead. Okay, there has been uh many different theories with FNAF 3. As soon as the first trailer for that game came out, and he haunts this place. He always comes back. He's always there, and everyone knew who's always there. Because when the text went from gold to purple, it's like, oh, it's the purple guy. And then it tricks you with this Springtrap figure, and it's like, well, who is this? What? This is a new animatronic. Is this Bonnie? Is this Golden Bonnie? The game gives it away. Scott clearly gave it away with it turning the text purple and saying he always comes back, and then tricking you with this new animatronic makes you think, who is this? This has to be Bonnie.
Yeah.
Um, and then the building ended up burning down. That was just something the last thing you learned about the place is just the place burned down, and
I
overall
think that
through.
that was the fire was started because I think the night guard just lit it up.
Mm. Well, that also comes to play
Like that.
in Help Wanted for the VR game. But
Yeah.
the last thing I want to talk about for FNAF 3 is there's a series of mini games. I don't know who said it. I'm pretty sure Markiplier said it. These series of mini games, you play individual animatronic souls, And once you beat those mini games, their souls are freed. And once they're freed, they lead you to the good ending. Because when you beat the game, you have a bad ending.
Yeah. If you just beat it straight out, the souls are still there. They're not
They're not
put
freed,
to
and they
rest
have
or
to
anything.
live with the fact that they have to be stuck in this just now a pile of ash and soot. Oh,
Yeah.
Jesus. And that brings us to the fourth game. The child having no friends and nods to the future, such as Baby Springtrap, the brother scaring the kid, and the golden suit or Fredbear. Um, yes, there are many nods to foreshadow the upcoming future, especially with the girl holding the Springtrap doll and showing the kid's brother. I'm gonna call him Chris because everyone called the kid Chris for some reason. The brother scaring Chris so many times that it foreshadows the fact that this brother's gonna be the real cause of the bite of 87.
Yeah. Well, you can call the brother Michael because that's all that been confirmed that
Mm-hmm.
this is at William's other son.
Yeah. And then we have the real Bite of 87, Fredbear, the thing that really freaked people out. Just the way the mini games progress, it shows this kid being traumatized and terrified. The only thing he could hug is this golden Fredbear stuffed animal he has. And his only friends are these four animatronics and this Fredbear doll. And it's really, what's the word? It kind of foreshadows the fact that yeah, Fredbear is gonna be the one to take this kid's life. His only friend, the only person that he
Yeah.
trusts, is the only one to do it.
Well, and then there's the whole nightmare animatronic. The most theories I've seen on him is that he's just a form of the Grim Reaper, so to say,
Hmm.
coming to put the crying child to rest.
Yeah, that could work. My initial theory is that Fredbear attacks him, but any animatronic that attacks him, those are his nightmares. When he has the stuffed dolls, those are his friends. The dolls are his friends, but he thinks the animatronics are monsters. And to have two Fredbears just means the golden Fredbear is the one he sees, and Nightmare's the one that's gonna soon that he's afraid of. He's the real reason he's afraid.
Yeah.
Uh,
Another theory I've seen on Nightmare is that's Shadow Freddy, but it looks too much like Fredbear for that to be Shadow Freddy. So
mhm.
I don't know
And
how
one of
much
the
that
one of the
theory.
biggest ad campaigns for this game was whenever Scott would release a FNAF game, he would release initial posters. And every poster for every character, Freddy, was it me or me? It wasn't me. Was it me? And Fredbear's in his stomach, if you brighten the picture, it said, it's me. Which brings back to every game, it's me. Which I honestly don't really
Yeah.
know what that was
That
for.
one catchphrase, like no one knows what character is really saying that, or if it's different for each context of that catchphrase
Mm-hmm.
or quote, whatever you want to call it.
And I also wrote down there is a little nod. If you don't go a certain place in one of the mini games, you could see the purple guy helping what's it called? Uh helping a guy put on his Fredbear
The
mascot.
suit,
Yeah, helping a guy put the suit on.
the mascot suit thing.
Hmm. And that's pretty much a nod to himself putting on a suit and being forever trapped in. And then we go to one, in my opinion, probably the scariest, well done games in this whole series, Sister Location.
That style of animatronics was definitely frightening at first.
Definitely. The place is
The way the faceplate would open up like that when the jump scares, that was just weird.
hmm the place is an attraction that's underground. The animatronics seem to have a soul that holds a grudge. When the animatronic is souped, the soul is killed or freed. I only say that because you hear the voice of Baby throughout this entire thing.
Yeah, which we later find out is
Ennard.
really Ennard's voice because of the secret blueprints
Mm.
that you can find.
And throughout this whole game, you see these animatronics and you zap them. You put them through pain when they're killing themselves. There's an animatronic in here that's taking them apart and putting it on himself to make him bigger and stronger to be someone else, really.
Takes all the best parts from each
Hmm.
animatronic to build a better animatronic.
And
Classic case of
I wrote down Ennard is a human. He becomes a human at the end in the bad ending, and he will continue to be a fake human until the ultimate custom
yeah,
night.
when he goes inside
Yeah,
Mike
and then you have that
Michael.
whole him walking down the street and him turning into.
Yeah. How becoming immortal from having an animatronic living inside of him, which don't make much sense.
It doesn't, but what else makes sense about a bunch of souls taking care of animatronic pizzerias?
Yeah, and then I mean the secret blueprints you find in the Tycoon one, Pizzeria Simulator, that Henry leaves is, I mean, that goes into why he's or how he's still alive more
Yeah, we'll get to that because I
in
actually wrote
depth.
down some of those secrets. And then the last thing, before we start talking about exotic butters, is the little girl being killed by Baby, and the child is said to be the purple guy's last child, his daughter.
Yeah, his youngest.
Hmm. Which doesn't really make sense to me because I don't know if this location is supposed to be a prequel or in the future.
I think the setup timeline is from
For
like a business aspect. Fazbear Entertainment bought all these other companies that use animatronics and put that all under one name.
hmm
So Circus Baby's Pizzeria was like the first pizzeria, and then we had we don't see it, but Chica's Party World or whatever it was called. We don't actually see that in game, but we can glimpse at it.
hmm Well, we see all.
Fazbear came in, they bought both, and they made Fredbear and Friends, and then the whole Fazbear Entertainment thing spanned from there. So I
Mm,
think sister location takes place. Well, they say Circus Baby's Pizzeria is shut down, so it might take place after 3. I think that's where it's settled in the timeline.
yeah. It.
Make the most sense.
hmm
If we're going off the theory where Michael comes in to clean up the pieces and try to fix whatever William does, if we're going off that theory, it makes sense for sister location to come after 3.
Yeah, that would make sense. This location would have to be the last, which would make me feel like uh Purple Guy has been in 4, 1, 2, and
Yeah,
3. He's been throughout all these, and since the location makes me feel like he got away with everything. He wanted to start a family, and maybe it's
it either sister location is either the first or the last in
yeah,
this order.
it's either.
I don't think it can fit in the middle anywhere.
Well, you could think about it this way. If it's the first, that would mean his daughter would be the first one to die.
First to die, and then
Ennard would be
well, if we go
inside him,
off, yeah,
and then that would probably turn him chaotic and stuff. That would mess with him. But I don't know if that would really kill him. Wouldn't that kill him?
the scooper would have killed him. If we're going off real world physics and everything, the
Then it
scooper
has.
probably would have killed him.
But can
But
it really be the purple
whatever
guy?
mystical energy, whatever. Well, there's the 2 purple guys.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, here, let me run down who you play as in 1, 2, 3 in Sister Location. You're playing as Michael Afton, William Afton's eldest child, also the kid that shoves the crying child into Fredbear's mouth.
Mhm.
But you play as, so it goes, in my mind, it goes Sister Location 1, 2, 3. From Michael's perspective, it's Sister Location 1, 2, 3. 4 doesn't happen from his perspective, so we can put that off to the side for now. So what I believe happens is Michael goes to Sister Location, and after it's closed, like it's been closed for a couple of years now, because this is the rental service now where they flip them out and everything. You can see Balloon Boy is rented out for FNAF 2, so it's got to take place before all of them. And I think Michael, he's trying to fix ever the sins his father has caused. He's trying to set the souls of all the dead children free. I think that's his goal. So he goes there and he tries to get his sister's soul free from Baby, only to find out the souls of all the Funtime animatronics are now all in one. They all like pulled the Power Rangers and combined into one animatronic. So he goes in trying to rectify it, and the bat, he gets scooped and Ender goes into him. But
Mhm.
he believes he finally gets the souls completely set free out of those set animatronics. And then we see in the mini games where Ender just jumps out and he's gone, but he's somehow still alive. And we find blueprints from a secret in Pizzeria Simulator talking about some sort of soul energy that William used. So my theory is maybe there was some lingering soul energy on the scooper when he got scooped that's keeping him alive.
Mm.
That the real purple guy is, or William is the one stuck in Springtrap.
Yeah. Well, William would have to be the one stuck in Springtrap because there's so many foreshadowing and nods that make him believe that that one is Springtrap.
Yeah.
Okay.
Especially because of Ultimate Custom Night, where they label him the burnt semi-repaired Springtrap is just Afton. We have to believe that that's William.
Mhm.
There's no other explanation for it.
Well, coming back to 4, there is the last thing uh that we forgot to talk about is the last text of that game, which is "Can you hear me?
Uh,
I don't know if you could hear me. I'm sorry." Then it shows the box that is locked. The box could be a symbolism for all the souls that are locked in place that
yeah.
can't be freed without your help.
In the timeline that I'm setting up, FNAF 4 is, I believe the crying child is William's son.
Hmm.
Yeah, I believe he has 3 children, his daughter and his 2 sons. Michael is his eldest child. His daughter, who I believe her name is Elizabeth, going off one of the secret cutscenes. Crying child and Elizabeth. Elizabeth is the first to die.
Yeah.
So you know how in FNAF 4, Fredbear talks about how, or the plushie Fredbear talks about how, remember what you've seen? I
Yeah.
believe the child saw his sister getting attacked by Circus Baby.
Well,
I think
every
that's what he saw.
every different pizzeria has its own thing. With FNAF 1, there were the 5 children that were murdered. FNAF 2, there are really nothing's going down. It's just a haunted place. FNAF 3, purple guy gets killed. FNAF 4, people witness a child's head being bitten.
Yeah.
And sister
I
location
believe it's FNAF 4's events is what caused the purple guy,
to go
or
crazy.
no, his daughter dying is what caused him to kill at the first Fredbear diner. The first child. I believe that's what caused him to go,
Well,
because he probably blamed Henry, the guy who created the animatronics, for the death of his child.
yeah. I don't really think he
Probably
killed at
set him off.
I don't know if he killed
Well,
at
the first child death is shown outside the one room building.
Hmm. But with I my thought was his daughter dies. He's sad, okay? Because you don't go full murderer if your kid dies, okay? You go into
But
blame.
you get buried in grief.
Yes,
Yeah.
but you do go really dark, and you go into a dark place in your life. I'm pretty sure his second youngest kid dying was the one that put the cherry on top, and it's just
Yeah.
like, that's it, I'm done. You
When
guys
his
did this.
think that's probably what set him off because going off like hidden stuff, the animatronics from Sister Location were made by Afton Robotics.
Hmm.
So I think he might blame himself for that because he made Baby, he made Funtime Freddy, he made Ballori, he made Funtime Foxy. I think he blames himself for what happened to Elizabeth, his first child or his youngest child. I think he blamed himself, and then seeing what happened to his second son, I think that's what really set him off, and that's what
I've
made him go off on
I've
the
seen a lot of
killing
different
rampage.
animations of people's thoughts. A lot of them are the same thing that you just said. It starts off with baby dying. I'm gonna call him Chris. Chris dying, and the purple guy almost killing his son Michael just for doing that to his son. Like he
Yeah,
did that to his
I
own
think.
brother.
And then there's the theory that Ultimate Custom Night is like a purgatory for someone. I think it could definitely be Michael's personal purgatory. Like
Hmm.
that is very well what could be it because he might have serious like mental problems because he caused the death of his brother. Like even if brothers don't get along, they still care for each other. And the fact that he caused the death of his brother, that probably set him off in its own way.
Yeah, like I
Maybe
said.
that's why he's trying to go into these pizzerias to set the souls free. He's hoping maybe he can get redemption or something.
Mhm. Like I said before, I've seen many different animations, many different theories, and this one animation breaks my heart every time I see it. It's this brother and it's Michael and his friends. It's like, oh, he wants to give Fredbear a big kiss. One, two, three, and the Fredbear bites the kid, and you just see the shock and the horror. And Scott did that with pixels. You see these little black
Yeah,
squares
the raw
brighten up,
emotion in yeah, you can see the raw emotion in the
and just a bunch of
8-bit
pixels. That's how
cutscene.
powerful these games are.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff Scott can like do there with the 8-bit style stuff.
I think it works so well. It's because he's been building up the Bite of 87 for so long. People have been wanting to know what happened. And just this one moment, it's completely silent. All you hear is, did it, just voice boxes. And then all of a sudden you hear,
But the Half-Life takes place in 1983, not 87. That's the bite of 83.
hmm
That's before Fazbear owned um, the Fredbear animatronics and everything.
yeah.
That was when I think 83 was when Fazbear bought all of those combating animatronic pizzerias and put them into one. That's why we see the TV show Fredbear and Friends,
hmm
and that's of course why they have all the merch of all of the other animatronics, the original four. But we still have Fredbear and Spring Bonnie, or whatever you want to call that Bonnie.
hmm
Golden Bonnie for now. We still have they still have those. Those are the spring lock suits that Phone Guy talks about. Those are the ones put away. And then he talks about how they're put away because of a like a bunch of spring locks failing at once. I believe the bite of 83 is the spring locks failing at one time. The the probably all of the struggling and like the tears that Chris had while stuck in his mouth probably moistened and loosened the spring locks enough for them to snap closed on him. And that's probably the spring lock error that they're talking
And
about.
for anyone watching, it would make sense because Chris is so afraid of these animatronics. But why does he have the dolls? Because his father has worked on this place for so long. He just wanted to give his son hope that he could soon run this place like his father.
Yeah.
Because think of it, if you lost a
It's obvious that William cares about his kids. It's
yes,
obvious.
because if you lose a daughter and you still have two more kids, you're still going to be very depressed in a very deep dark place. But there was time to mourn. There was time to move on. And I think with this whole 4 years later, he does mourn. And he does enjoy the times he has with his two more kids. Because honestly, if he was full murderer mode and he saw Chris watching him put the Fazbear head on the mascot and that wasn't his kid, he would have killed him.
Yeah.
But losing Chris, I think, is the last. Yeah, that is definitely the thing that made him go off.
Yeah. That he was probably like teetering off and on the edge when Elizabeth or baby, whatever you want to call her, died. Because he probably, for sure, he blamed himself because it's confirmed that those animatronics were the only animatronics that he built himself.
Hmm.
For sure, he made those ones. Henry, the other owner of Fazbear, because they were co-owners, Henry made the other ones.
Yeah,
But
that would make sense.
he made those Funtime ones, so he more than likely blames himself for that.
I think that would add into because in FNAF 1 it was said that the purple guy William was only a night guard. I think they demoted him because he's in such this
Yeah,
dark place because you can't own a pizzeria company knowing that
he was just going through too much for him to be a business owner at the
yeah,
time.
which would put him down in the night guard situation.
It's obvious that they still wanted him there. They
Yeah,
didn't like flat out
fire him.
fire him. They wanted him to help them.
Yeah.
So he must have been good at his whatever job he had before he became the
Well,
murderer.
knowing that you can't
But
just fire a guy because a family member died there. So you got to keep him there.
yeah,
But knowing all this stuff going on in just sister location, that brings us to Pizzeria Simulator. Different stories told inside the games. Little girl starts playing games. The little girl running through the maze, and every time you win, it starts getting bloodier and darker, and she starts to cry. My initial thought that was
yeah.
Elizabeth,
I think the eye color is different.
maybe.
I think because the thing that keeps showing up is you keep seeing like a dead dog as well in that maze.
Hmm.
And then there's the theory that the remnant energy or whatever, the soul energy, is that William experimented on the dog with it, and that's Mangle, and that's why when you get those um, final things where he's like, he's still alive, he's over here, follow me, all those lines. People are believing that maybe Mangle is the dog, and that's how he lured her into the back to kill her.
Speaking of Lauren, we'll get in there with that next game because there's a big thing that people don't know about that me and yours theories really make sense.
Yeah,
Speculation about the little girl. I already said that. Candy Cadet tells a story about a place where people go to die. Now that place would be haunted for years without them talking about the first game and the secrets. It just specifies that stuff went down.
yeah,
But that game is just full of secrets, and one of them I forgot to write down was the very depressing marionette game.
yeah. Security puppet, wasn't it?
Yes,
That's the name.
the one where she has to watch this kid, but the kid
And the
never
fact,
shows up.
yeah, I think that's Henry's daughter, the
Yeah,
daughter that he talks about in the ending.
yeah.
That's got
Maybe
to be his daughter.
it has to be well that the marionette could be judging by how long this pizzeria tycoon went. It could be the little girl playing the game because we know the marionette is a
Well,
female.
they talk about how Henry made all the animatronics, which means he must have worked all the way back at the very first. pizzeria.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no set time when those cinematics, I guess you could call them, took place. We never really figure out the set time. All we know is that there's this little girl stuck outside in the rain that dies because of the harsh conditions, and the puppet goes out to try to save her,
But
but
it's short wires.
doesn't. Yeah, and then somehow they like fuse into one body or something.
Well, with let's think about this logically. There has to be a little girl that is the marionette, because remember, the marionette is the one that gave the souls to the animatronics in the first game. She gave
Yeah,
away the souls to the 5 animatronics: Foxy, Bonnie, Chica, Freddy, and Golden Freddy, because that was in a minigame that was been confirmed.
I don't think it was Souls though. I think it was the. I think the puppet is the one who stuffed the kids in the suits.
Yeah, there was a whole,
That's my
even in the
off the mini game where it shows that happening.
even in the little image that I have found that I created into the thumbnail, it shows the souls right next to the animatronics, and in the animatronics you see organs, and that was one of the darkest things that has been speculated and almost confirmed, is that these kids were ripped apart and their rotting organs were put into these animatronics.
Yeah, it's hard to tell because at this point in time, William in the Springtrap suit, he's completely lost his mind. All he can feel is bloodlust at this point.
Mm-hmm.
This is just how many he's killing, how he keeps coming in. Like, I don't even think, because as I said for my theory, in FNAF 3, you playing as Michael, his eldest son. I don't think he even cares it's Michael anymore. I don't think he can recognize him. I think he just goes after him.
Well,
And
no,
in
you can't.
that secret cutscene where it talks about Father, I'm coming to find you, I think Michael realized that, and he's going to try to end his father forever.
Well, he
So
knows what
no
he
more
has
killings
to
happen.
do. I mean, think about it this way. You could think the purple guy is just killing children so that way other parents could feel what he felt.
Yeah,
He's like, I get my two children,
I think
my two children taken away from me. You get it too.
I think once he was trapped in the Springtrap suit, I think he just lost his mind to the bloodlust, though.
He, yeah.
I really, I really don't think, if my theory is correct and you do play as Michael in FNAF 3, I don't think he would go after his last remaining child, no matter how much he blames him for Chris's death.
Well, yeah.
I really don't
Uh, I
think that's more. It's also brought up more in Henry's when Henry's talking at the end of the Pizzeria Simulator with the flames.
mm-hmm.
He lost some. He said something about when it shows Springtrap. He says something about um, he calls him an old friend, and then he says something about being lost to your bloodlust.
Being lost to your bloodlust, losing an old friend, and it has fires, which makes you believe, yeah,
Yeah.
William was said to be burned alive in FNAF 3.
Look, Sun tried to light him up in FNAF 3 to end it,
I mean, you kind of have
but he
to.
doesn't succeed. He's trying to hunt him down. I think who you play as in Pizzeria Simulator could likely be Michael.
Yeah.
Could be Michael, because when Henry's like, to my volunteer, I'm sorry, there was a way out, but now there isn't. We can't get you out. Or something along those lines. I think Michael's the one who went with that. I think he probably knew the risks. He knew that this had to be buried, and he was willing to go in there and stop this horror from going on.
hmm And with everything going on through every game, the Afton family, there has to be. Well, there is no wife, there is no mother,
That we
but
know of.
that we know of. But there is a girl's room in FNAF 4, one with Mangle's parts all over, with a flower on the wall. in a pink bed.
Be his daughter's room, wouldn't it?
And if you're a parent,
If
I've
we
seen
are
this
going
in
off the theory.
yeah, and I've seen this in many different cliches and different films and pretty much a lot in real life as well. If you lose a daughter or a kid, you really don't go in their room. You leave that there to remember and mourn them. You don't really go in there, you don't really touch it. You go in there to remember the times you had with them, and you just leave the room as it was. Because it would be really hard for William to clean up his daughter's stuff. Like that was his daughter
Uh,
that he lost to his own project. And honestly,
I just I looked up the Henry's speech,
mhm,
but I have it all here if you want me to read that out.
yeah, go ahead.
His speech at the end of Pizzeria Simulator. So he interrupts Baby talking,
Hmm.
or I'll just start from where Baby talks. Scrap Baby's like, you played right into our hands. Did you really think that this job just fell out of the sky for you? No, this was a gift for us. You gathered them all together in one place. More than likely she's talking about all the animatronics still left.
Hmm.
Just like he asked you to, all those little souls in one place, just for us. They're just like he asked you part. When I heard that for the first line, I thought back to FNAF 3's hidden cutscene where Michael is talking about how I did just what you asked. So that's what I thought. That's why I think Michael is there. And
Hmm.
then it continues on with a gift. Now we can do what we created to and be complete. I will make you proud, Daddy. Watch, listen, and be full. Beep. Then Henry starts talking. Connection terminated. I'm sorry to interrupt you, Elizabeth, if you still even remember that name, but I'm afraid you've been misinformed. You are not here to receive a gift, nor have you been called here by the individual you assume, although you have indeed been called. You've all been called here, into a labyrinth of sounds and smells, misdirection and misfortune. A labyrinth with no exit, a maze with no prize. You don't even realize that you are trapped. Your lust of blood has driven you in endless circles, chasing the cries of children in some unseen chamber, always seeming so near it's somehow out of reach. But you'll never find them. None of you will. This is where your story ends. And to you, my brave volunteer, who somehow found this job, listening, not intended for you, although there was a way out planned for you. I have a feeling that's not what you want. I have a feeling that you're right where you want to be. That line is why I think it's Michael.
Yeah, and even going in
It would
about
just make
talking,
so
it makes a lot of sense. Even with him interrupting Baby, who is his sister, right?
yeah, well, this is Henry talking. It's not Michael talking.
Well, yeah, I know. But with Henry interrupting the sounds of um his sister
Maybe
haunting
talking.
him.
Yeah.
And that really does show um was Henry in it this whole time? He created the animatronics. Does he know about this stuff? He's giving out these.
There's more to it I can read too.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm remaining as well. I am nearby. This place will not be remembered, and the memory of everything that started this can finally begin to fade away, as the agony of every tragedy should. And to you monsters trapped in the corridors, be still and give up your spirits. They don't belong to you. As for most of you, I believe there is peace and perhaps warm waiting for you after the smoke clears. Although for one of you, the darkest pit of hell has opened up to swallow you whole. So don't keep the devil waiting, friend. My daughter, if you can hear me, I knew your turn as well. It's in your nature to protect the innocent. I'm sorry that on that day, the day you were shut out and left to die, no one was there to lift you up in their arms the way you lifted others in years. And then what became of you? I should have known. You couldn't be content to disappear. Not my daughter. I couldn't save you then. So let me save you now. It's time to rest. For you and for those you have carried in your arms. This ends. For all of us.
Hmm.
It's obvious he's talking about his daughter that died out in the rain. Became a puppet.
Yes. If that is what we are led to believe in, he is talking about. He's really trying to sympathize with Michael here. He's like, I'm sorry to everyone that I have
Yeah.
failed. I'm sorry to you, Michael. I'm sorry to Elizabeth. I'm sorry to my own child that I could not save. And it's heartbreaking. It's really heartbreaking the lengths this game goes because it's children. It's messed up to begin with to be harming children in a even in
Yeah.
a horror game. It's a bit messed up. Horror games really never went this route. This was the first game to be like, "Oh, you want scary? Children died here. Yeah, they're dead." And you know who did it? This guy who had lost his own and haunts places because he could not be there to protect his own kid because of a mistake he made.
Yeah. And then there's even lore for Lefty, the most random character.
Let's get into that. We need to talk about Lefty.
There's I don't know if you've done it yet, but there's a secret screen you can get if you do certain steps in Pizzeria Simulator
Hmm.
that gives you a couple screens talking about that soul energy I was talking about. It talks about the scooper, and then it shows a diagram of Lefty. Apparently, Lefty is an abbreviation for a name. So I'm just gonna read that out. It says lure, encapsulate, fuse, transport, and extract.
Lore would be luring children in. Um, what was the second one?
This one was made by Henry.
Oh, by
This
Henry.
one was made by Henry, not there's a you know how when you go to scavenge and
Hmm.
you get Lefty, have you ever looked at his arm? You can see the puppet's striped arm in his shoulder. I
Yeah,
believe
something's
Henry
controlling him.
made Lefty to hit the puppet
Hmm.
so he could put all of the souls to rest, not just William's children, but his own child as well.
And that was the when I'm gonna play that game actually because it's free on Steam and I'm actually gonna live stream it. When I play it, it's truly I've seen it before. It's a truly terrifying moment to say no to all these animatronics and to have one that you
Here, I just
know.
uploaded the blueprint I'm talking about to. I'll just upload these blueprints so you can look at what I'm trying to tell you.
False sensory output, lure, encapsulate, fuse, transport, and extract. Notes: Lullaby Index 1, open seal, open suit seal. Okay.
That picture of Lefty now.
Afton Robotics. Yeah. Okay.
And here's the second blueprint is the scooper that William Afton made before he was trapped in Springtrap. Then here's the picture of Lefty. Look at his left arm,
Hold on,
kind
I'm
of by
saving
the
the images so I
shoulder.
can put them on the stream.
Tell me that doesn't,
And right there, the puppet is
tell me
right.
that doesn't look like the puppet's striped arm.
I mean,
So I think Henry made Lefty to capture the puppet so he could put all of the souls to rest.
yeah. Here, let me.
He's when I was reading that, that's why he said, "I'm sorry to my daughter, but I'm here to end this for all of us."
Mhm.
It is there.
All right, let me just put the pictures up for the viewers. Here's one of the
But
first blueprints. Up, hold on. Okay, so you have this one, which talks about the lefty head and everything, and how that all works. Oops, hold on. And then you have, yeah, let me add sources. This one that really shows parts of this animatronic. And then the
and then the
last one,
bracelet code thing. The
yeah.
bracelet code thing on that. the cutscene with before the kid, it shows that kid wearing a bracelet.
Yes.
Where the kid that's like outside in the rain shows her wearing a bracelet. That's why. That's why I think because they the security puppet followed the bracelet for sure.
Uh-oh. I did something. It's fine. We're still going. You still there?
I'm still here.
Okay. I accidentally opened up Gary's mod. Let me exit that real quick.
And there's the lefty.
Mhm. All right, we're good.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, with everything going on in just this little game that was really meant to be nothing.
Yeah.
It,
I don't think Scott planned for all of these extra games. I think he just wanted the one, but then people started digging into the lore so much, so he
someone
decided
said,
to make
"Hey,
more.
dude, your stream is not working. Your stream is kind of broken, I guess. It's because it's still titled
It's
Gary's
just
mod stream."
that, and it's just the thumbnail.
Well, yeah, it's
He
supposed
must
to
have
be.
thought there's something else.
Here, let me open up YouTube. Well, I changed that title. Um, but with this whole little game, really nothing you ever thought was just thrown at you with this one game that really doesn't mean anything.
I
And
think
this,
Scott made Pizzeria Simulator just to clarify the lore
yeah,
more.
and nobody saw that
Instead of
coming.
the only reason for the game. Yeah. They're like, oh, hidden stuff. Let's just look for the hidden stuff. Let's not really care about the game.
Yeah, when
The
really,
game itself is what people needed to care about for this one.
okay, there, I changed it so now title's fixed. Um, but with everything in this little game, that's so freaky. That's like this one place, this one series of restaurants that was still being made is just
Yeah.
made up of people being killed.
I honestly thought that Five Nights at Freddy's 3 was gonna be the end.
Everyone did.
Only because Fazbear Fright.
Mm-hmm.
They were like, this is a horror haunted house based off a old, like almost like a boogeyman story. If you think about it, an old franchise that's been long dead. And then people started posting the brightened picture of the newspaper with Springtrap in the back. And we were all like, oh, well, there's going to be another game to return Springtrap.
Mm-hmm.
Another hint at the end for Return of Springtrap. And we finally see the animatronics
You're cutting out.
die
Hold on. Let me.
in the end of Pizzeria Simulator.
Okay. Let me.
Good now?
Yeah. Okay. Um. But no, I get what you're saying. Like this, Scott has found a way to leak just the right stuff.
Yeah.
And I've seen videos of people going into a photo, like the one where it's just Fredbear's stomach and it says "It's me." It doesn't just say "It's me." You have to look into the stomach by brightening the image at a certain precise percent to
I
find
want to
it.
know what drove these people to just brighten pictures.
Hmm.
Like, who just like, oh, I got this picture here. I'm gonna turn up the brightness, see what happens.
It's crazy
Unless
people
maybe
that
uh,
really want to know.
like looks at a screen. Yeah. Unless the first person who figured it out looks at a screen that's always like low brightness and turned it up just to see it better. And then all of a sudden, oh, it looks like faint writing there.
Oh, this picture's a little dark.
Let me
Hold on, let me
drag this into,
Oh, wait a minute.
let me drag this, let me drag this into Photoshop. Double check there's nothing hidden there. Like, who would have thought to do that?
I don't know.
We were all just content for the game, but then people are like, oh, I'm gonna brighten this picture. You can't do anything to stop me.
But one of the things that were always astonishing with the advertisements. Uh, but just for the first 4 games, the first advertisement for the first game was the trailer, and that trailer was chilling. Like you had no idea
Yeah,
what's going on. Second game,
all of the trailers were so good.
dude,
They were all just great,
the
perfectly
second game
set up and
trailer
everything.
freaked me out. Let's see. Finds and
The
Freddy's, the
one that
first
scared me the most was FNAF 3 with the twitching spring trap.
second game scared me for like a month because of Foxy jumping at the screen, and then the third trailer came out. I was terrified. The first time I
The
ever seen the
twitching
trailer,
spring trap is just so terrifying.
hmm first time I ever seen the trailer was someone's reaction, and the dude was going nuts. He was terrified, and it's like the purple guy. It's the purple guy. He's coming back, and it's just Springtrap freaking out, chilling, and it's just disturbing. And then he pauses on when Springtrap. What's funny is I'm not scared of Springtrap in the game. He's scarier in the trailer.
Yeah, well, his jump scares are he just walks at you. He doesn't jump or anything. He walks.
hmm
He literally just edge walks onto the screen, and he's like, "Hey, how's it going?"
What's funny is
And that's it.
the second game is ridiculous with it's just itself. If you want to
Yeah,
beat this game, you have to be precise. You make one
never
wrong
beat
click, you're
the
done.
20 mode of FNAF 2. Yeah, I never beat 20 mode of FNAF 2. I found it too difficult, and I just gave up.
And then you look at Ultimate Custom Night
I
50
gave it
20
a good
mode.
like 20 tries, and I couldn't do it. I'm not even gonna attempt that. That's one of the free ones. You can get that for free, and I've just been playing it now and then. I already know all the secrets and everything, but like, it's just I'm not gonna attempt 50-20 mode. It's too hard.
When I play,
Could literally get 51 mode. Like,
honestly, I think I need to play FNAF Pizzeria Simulator because it's so funny. But also, I haven't really played a horror game when I have a face cam. That me freaking out over those terrifying jump scares that really come out of nowhere.
yeah,
You can't really hide
I've
them.
been debating whether or not if I should set up a face cam for my stuff yet.
hmm
I have a camera I could use. I just haven't tried and set it up yet.
hmm
I can't decide if I want to do it or not. I don't think really anyone wants to see my face. I mean, but
Um.
if I ever do a horror game, maybe I will. But I haven't done a horror game, so
All right. We went off for like 15 minutes on Pizzeria Simulator.
yeah.
Anything else about Pizzeria Simulator?
It's just the amount of secret cutscenes and mini games in that was just obnoxious.
hmm All right.
And I want to give props to the voice actors for that
Oh,
one.
yeah, for everyone. Everyone that works very hard in these games deserve some sort of award. Scott deserves something.
I yeah. I specifically want to shout out Henry's voice actor because his voice is just amazing.
hmm All right.
Also, Henry's also the voice of the cassette guy.
Mm.
That's his voice.
All right. So, what do you know about Help Wanted?
I've watched all the Markiplier stuff. I just can't figure out. I have a theory about that new animatronic,
Yeah, we'll
but
get to that
I'm a
last
little.
because we're gonna go off
I'm
about
a bit
that.
scared. I'm a bit scared. I think I could be completely wrong, but I have a theory that ties that animatronic to Sister Location.
Okay, we'll get to our theories and everything about that last animatronic last because we're gonna go off.
Yeah.
Okay, so I wrote down.
I have a lot of theories about it.
Okay, I wrote down the game breaks the fourth wall constantly talking about how Scott told the wrong stories and shut down the pizzeria gig and ruined animatronic pizzerias. Because the game talks about he told the wrong story. He made these indie games that are lying. They're lies. This stuff never
Yeah.
happened. The
I,
game
I
shows.
listened to all of the tapes.
Every tape is about this young lady talking about a glitch in the game, who is that animatronic, but we'll get to it. and how this indie game developer told the wrong story. He's telling stuff that people are lying about. Like Scott told the wrong story, and then I wrote down the game shows how every game worked. In every game you beat, a strange figure appears and gets closer and closer with every win
I
until
love
you
that the
beat every
strange
mode.
figure, when you look at him, he just waves at you.
hmm
He's just waving. He's super cheerful about it.
So every game is basically the repairs. The repairs are just you playing the pizzeria guy who has to repair the animatronics. Every game, okay, the first 4 games, it's just the normal game, and then you have the repair
Yeah,
games, which is you repairing, and then let's talk about the
yeah.
maintenance games. Oh my god,
Those ones were terrifying. The one with Mangle wasn't as bad as the one with Ennard.
I think it's the total reversal because I didn't know anything about this VR game. And so when Markiplier released his maintenance video about it and he turned on the light and Mango was there, I jumped out of my seat. That freaked me out. Because
I was
imagine
more
being Mark.
scared of how Ennard. Yeah, go on.
It's right there. It's right in your face. And
Yeah,
anytime you play a VR game, it's closer than the camera makes it.
yeah.
So Mango is like about to bite him. That's how terrifying it is. Okay, now tell me about Ennard.
I found Ennard more scary just because the way that he would slowly move in like the corner of your vision was terrifying to me, because you could see him slowly move and then dart away.
Yeah,
That was scary.
yeah.
That was just I didn't that was weird.
Well, with Mango, you have him. You could stop Mango. It's easy, but I have to agree with you on Ennard because you can't really stop that. You have to be moving these gears
You have to
ridiculously.
be fast.
Yeah,
You have to be fast and precise. If you're not fast and precise, you're practically screwed.
that's one thing I love about this game, though, is you can actually use 2 hands.
Yeah, you don't just have one hand.
You're not an amputee.
Yeah, you're not an amputee.
Um, but then in the nightmare modes, for the maintenance games, you end up burning down these animatronics.
Yeah.
Really burning down the animatronics seems to kill him because I was talking to our friend Cody. Okay, in one of my classes we were watching Toy Story, and Cody brought up a weird point that really connects to this. Cody says, "Nick, you realize you can't kill these toys unless they are fully destroyed. These
If you
souls
take a
take
look
over
at
these
the
toys to make them talk. Okay, they're alive. They're actually alive. They have souls. So if they're fully destroyed or burnt alive like they almost were in the third movie, then they're freed. That connects completely with this.
if you take a look at the blueprint for the scooper and you read point D, it says when heated, no observable motion. Keep in heated tank at sustained temperatures. Substance should be malleable, but not more. There's a possibility that overheating might neutralize the effects permanently.
That
And that's why Henry burns them all alive, because he's figured out that burning them is the only way to disconnect the soul
mhm.
from the body. And that's how he's like, screw you guys, time to burn.
Well,
One of
with
you's going to hell. See?
the this VR game is really the Deadpool of FNAF because it breaks the wall so many times with these cassette tapes. And there's
Yeah.
even an Easter egg that nobody has figured out yet, but Scott has said there's an Easter egg to the movie. And Mark kind of figures it out
How
with
many
the
times has that been canceled?
Mark kind of figures out though with the exotic butters. He keeps pushing the button in the butters thing, and the TV keeps turning on.
Yeah. I think a YouTuber at the name of Razbowski, I believe is his name. He
Raspowski or something.
figured it out. How to get, yeah, Razbowski. He figured it out. He figured out what to do.
What does he
Uploaded
do?
a video a couple days ago. I haven't watched it yet, but he uploaded a video saying, you know
I
how on
figured
YouTube
out the Final
sometimes
Freddy's movie Easter egg.
something along those lines, desperate for views and names. Um, I haven't watched it yet, but apparently there is something to it. And I don't know if he's the first, but he's the only one I'm aware of that has actually solved it.
Mm-hmm. But with everything in this little pizzeria that connects to all these games, it's really just finishing up what happened to the souls, because you don't know what happened to Ennard after he went to that sewer. Um, you don't know what happened to everything else.
Actually, we do figure out there's another blueprint that shows what happens to Ennard. You know, Molten Freddy,
Mm,
the new Freddy for that.
I think so.
That's Ennard,
Oh,
Molten Freddy. Apparently, Baby was disconnected from that, and he took on. Here's the lab blueprint. These are all the secret ones you can find. You have to get a certain ending for these to unlock, though.
yeah. With
As you can see,
with every there's a nightmare mode for every game, and that really tells you a bit more. The nightmare mode for the hiding game, where you have to hide from Circus Baby, and then you have to hide from every animatronic.
yeah,
That really
the
shows what.
the
Yeah, this is location animatronics.
yeah, though the security, just all of the Night Terror mini games were just not so much Plush Trap and Nightmare Balloon Boy, but the last two were terrifying.
Mm-hmm. Um, and then let's see. I gotta think of something else that we can talk about before we get to that. You know what, I'll just lead off with the last thing once you beat everything. Okay, hold on, let me find it. Gets closer and closer with every win until you beat every mode in normal nightmare, and it sends you into a series of rooms that have a strange puzzle and connection to each game. Until you run into the Golden Bunny, and he lures you in with cake and pizza at the end. The last frame of the story is you looking at a door until a locked hatch of the door is open to reveal the figure telling you to be quiet and slowly walking away. Let's talk about that bunny. You there?
It's completely different from all the other ones. It is so thin compared to the other animatronics.
Mm-hmm. All right, I'm gonna go
Really
off with.
thin.
We're gonna go off theory to theory. I'm gonna go off into mine first. My theory is that the figure is Purple Guy and how he lured children in the first game and killed them, which would also foreshadow the fact that he would die in a Golden Bunny outfit.
Yeah. But just looking at the face of that animatronic, I don't know why, but it reminds me of the spring lock minigame from Sister Location when you're stuck inside. The eyes look so much like the eyes that you're stuck inside in that minigame.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's just me, but
Again,
does this animatronic even have a name yet?
well, when I looked up Spring Bunny FNAF, Springtrap came up because that's the Golden Bunny. That's Spring Bunny. That's Springtrap. Finding a picture of the.
Yeah. Oh, his name is Glitch Trap.
Is it? Yep.
The original name.
Let's see. I don't want fan art. God, that's horrifying. Let me just put that in my stream real quick. So that way people can know who we're talking about. I'll just put it on for as long as we talk about this guy. Because we're going to be talking about him for a while. All right, so this guy. He- Honestly, every time I look at this figure, he has purple glowing eyes. He has to be the purple guy, right? That would make more sense. But that animatron couldn't
But
have been there.
this, if you look at the picture you put on here, if you look at where his arm meets his chest, it's stitched. It doesn't look like animatronic parts. This is not an animatronic. This is a suit.
This is definitely a suit.
It's too slim to be an animatronic. There's someone underneath that mask.
Yeah.
Unless it's just, I mean, it could be another Golden Freddy thing, but I don't know about that because that was he just didn't have an exoskeleton.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know about this guy. There's so much I want to know about him.
Here, let me look up.
He has something to do with the purple guy, but what is the connection? Is he for real? Is this how he lured people back? That's what I think. The locked door at the end, but
Thoughts on Glitch Trap. Um. So apparently, Spring Bonnie's man canon name is Glitch Trap. Um. Okay. So let me look on the villains wiki. Okay.
a
I
very
saw it.
fancy suit though. I gotta say, very fancy.
Ah, here
He's
we
got a
go.
nice purple bow tie.
So here is something the girl on the tape says. I saw it for the first time today. There was a character. I couldn't make it out who it was, standing at the end of the hall. I thought it just bugged out. I made a note, but I kept playing. But then it was looking in the window. Not like Chica or Bonnie would. It was doing. It was like it was actually looking in the window, seeing what I was doing. Full name:
I think at
William
that point she's talking
Afton,
about she was beta
possibly.
testing,
It says
possibly
right here
William
the
Afton.
full name: William Afton, possibly. In parentheses, possibly. Well,
Wonder if that's got to be the suit he wore. There's no way around it. But
well,
if that's the case,
here. Let me
then how did he get stuck in Springtrap?
let me pull up.
That's the better question.
Here, let me pull it up on the stream. I'll pull up the both characters, and we'll analyze to see how they look.
Side by side of Glitch Trap
Oh
and
wait,
Springtrap.
those are actually similar.
They are, but see, my problem with this, if this is the suit he wore, how did he get stuck? How did he get trapped in Springtrap by Springlocks if this is the suit?
That's true because this is a suit. Maybe Henry saw
This
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 in the
has
back
no.
and wanted to make it into a mascot.
Maybe because they did talk about how they had suits and animatronics for when the animatronics were like out of service that
God, that's
people would wear.
terrifying.
So it's got this is maybe this is just the suit version of maybe Springtrap is just
Yeah,
maybe this suit is for the animatronics.
yeah, because remember in the Fazbear's Entertainment, Purple Guy was putting a Fredbear mascot suit on a guy. So,
Yeah.
I mean, they look similar.
Are you putting a Springtrap up on the stream too?
Yep, look.
They do look pretty similar.
The face is the
They
only thing
do.
that's different.
Yeah, facial structure is completely different, and he's missing the bow. He doesn't have that beautiful purple
Oh, then
bow.
it's not him. He doesn't have the bow. It's not him. Darn him. Mission
It's not
failed.
him. The bow. It's over. It's over. All right.
Mission failed. Pick it up next time.
Actually,
Can I whiten him? Yes.
just There's got to be something more. Do you think Scott's gonna make another game
I mean,
he's done every time? That there's something we can't understand, or
um,
that what I haven't looked at any theories for this suit yet.
I'm actually terrified myself
That
looking at the
his
stream.
name is- That's just the way he moves is weird. The dance he does at the end is weird. It's just
Can I get
that
rid of it,
face
please?
though.
It's horrifying me.
I don't. I was thinking of buying a PlayStation VR set so I could play this game
It's on
and
Steam.
stream
Oh yeah,
it.
you don't have Steam.
I can't get my computer up and running. I don't know what's wrong with it.
I'm gonna delete these files before I get nightmares. Haven't had
I just got
nightmares
my
since I was
little
10.
dinky laptop left.
Fun fact,
I got a dinky laptop
are
to
you one of those people that
do
don't
stuff on,
dream?
and
It's
that's
just
it.
it's just dark and then you wake up.
It it's
It varies from time to
it
time.
depends. It's like sometimes I have them. It's mostly like just black.
This is what
Yeah,
I think this
I
is
get
what
dreams.
this is what happens for me. When I watch something scary, when I'll play Outlast, I don't have nightmares about it. I just have visions of it when I'm awake. I have flashes of like my brain will make me more scared than I am.
Yeah, I get that. I get like
Paranoia.
it's more for evil within than anything.
Yeah.
My brain will play tricks on me, and I'll see some of the I'll see like the keeper or lamp lady or
Mhm.
Markiplier's evil twin. I don't know if you ever looked into Evil Within 2, but there's literally the main bad guy. It's just Markiplier's evil twin.
Okay, but I think Scott may have been digging himself in a hole, right?
I'm thinking there may be a sequel for the VR.
There has to be because there's some stuff. Hold on, let me look on his account. There's gonna be nothing. It's gonna say FNAF VR in stores now.
Games, the website, even been updated
It
since
says
then.
FNAF VR in
Let's
stores now.
go watch it. There's not a poster or anything on his site that he's
It's a
talking about
poster
it.
for
He
FNAF
usually
Ep.1.
talks.
It's a cool poster though.
Poster. This is just it. This is it, Scott.
Scott, we
That's all you're
know.
gonna
Hold on.
give us. That's
Let
all
me
you're gonna
let me
grade.
brighten the image.
Let me brighten this image real quick. Is there anything hidden?
Inspect. Console, source, network, performance. Okay, I found it. Slash send nukes. Boom. All the stupid
Usually,
DeviantArt FNAF stuff up here on his page.
wonder if maybe on the Steam thing for this, maybe he's posting about it. Usually posts about his games.
Yeah, he does.
It's funny that he took all of his other games off. It's
Scott
just talking
Games
about this one.
Twitter.
He doesn't post on his. I watch his Twitter. He doesn't post anything.
Are you sure?
Yeah, unless he posted something recently. Last time he posted was when Help Wanted was announced, and that was it.
Well, here. Don't go on there, because I'll just put this on the Discord call.
Posted a picture about the movie.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna put on here.
That's from 2017.
Bloomhouse Productions.
I think that's the one that was canceled.
Yeah.
That post is from 2017, so I'm assuming.
Yeah. So no, he doesn't. But with this character, he's really mysterious. Something is wrong with this character. The game calls him a glitch. He's something that's in there.
They call him a virus.
Yeah, they call him a virus.
They call
he's
him
in
a
there when he's not
virus.
supposed to be.
So maybe he's not even linked to Purple Guy. There's a possibility. Maybe Scott is pulling his favorite trick and he's trolling us with it.
He's shown us many times before,
It is,
even with FNAF World.
yeah, it's his favorite thing to do, so it wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, but that would probably get him a lot of hate. People speculating about this character that they have no clue about, and all of a sudden, oh, you know what? He's just a virus.
Or he'll bring him up in his next book on it.
Mm-hmm. Well, the books are really there's nothing to them. They just talk about stuff that pretty much we already know in just
They're an
more
alternate
detail.
timeline. That's all they are.
Mm-hmm.
Just an
They're
alternate timeline.
Yeah, that's really all they are. I don't know why they're as popular as they are. I'd rather play every game than to yeah, I'd rather look at cutscenes that have no voiceovers, no nothing, and it's more to the idea. Everything that has been
Yeah.
speculated that we've probably talked about, half of it has been confirmed.
Yeah. At least half.
Mm,
Maybe more.
maybe more. Because okay, here are the things that have been confirmed:
But
5 children being murdered, it being a prequel, the Bite of '87, um, girl being killed, circus baby, the children of Purple Guy and how they grow up and expand the universe. Those are the main things that have been confirmed that we've talked about.
I think Scott's plan with this is this FNAF as a series is just the story of the Afton family.
Hmm.
Maybe he'll release another game, and if he does, maybe it'll be about the mother. We never hear anything about the mother.
We don't. Nobody knows anything.
Anything.
For anything, these kids could be adopted.
All we know is for sure that yeah, they could.
They pull a full up on
There
us. The
was a
mother
few
can't
things
give
about
birth and she
Ballora
dies.
being few theories about Ballora being the mother because it's one of the only like animatronics that actually talk to you, much like Baby does,
Hmm.
like sentient. Because if you listen when you're in Ballora's gallery, she actually will like say, "Oh, there's somebody in here," as if she knows, like Baby does.
I like where this is
So
going. We're almost
maybe
an
that's
hour
the
and
mother.
30 minutes.
We'll
Um,
We got videos to edit later too. Jesus,
but with
so many
everything,
videos recorded that just need to be edited and posted that I
mhm,
just haven't gone through yet.
I might make. Well, with you, I know I could do horror games with you and Ben. I could do movies with Noah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not here for movies. I'm here for horror. I play a lot of horror games, and horror is like one of my favorite genres.
Oh yeah, definitely. Um, but everything that comes through with these,
Narrative horrors is probably the best. I'm starting to think maybe FNAF is a narrative horror in its own way.
it pretty much is. And the way that FNAF has a way of expanding itself without saying anything, the fans did this themselves.
Yeah,
I don't even think they referenced the Bite of '87 that much in the first one. I think they just said Bite of '87 in one word, in one
people are
sentence.
thinking that the Bite 87 was Jeremy, the guy you play, Jeremy Fitzgerald.
Oh yeah, he was the one that got
He's
killed.
getting he gets bit. That he get not even kill people are thinking maybe he just got bit because you can live without the frontal lobe of your brain. All it really does is takes away the ability to dream and all that.
It disturbs me that you know that, but
So people
continue.
are speculating maybe Jeremy's alive. Maybe he's alive somewhere. Or but people are thinking Jeremy's the one that got bit in 87.
Here, let me double check everything that we talked about so
Kind of
that
agree.
way we don't get stormed. Okay, Five Nights at Freddy's general content, characters. Okay, so who do we have? Let's get. Okay, we got Glitch Trap. That was told to be. Okay, let me look at William Afton. Not what you were looking for. See, as Sprain Bonnie, we found one, a real one. On night 2, Oh, so William actually talks to you in the third game.
See?
Yeah. Uh, phone dude on night 2. Not that you were looking for. Oh, I'm sorry. He says found one, or real one, or either that or they're talking about Springtrap.
Oh yeah, probably. It makes
Um,
sense.
here, let me look. Book characters. No, we don't want that. Nobody cares.
I think it's just like an alternate. It's like an AU, alternate universe type thing
Mm-hmm.
that kind of ties in with the story. Certain parts of it will tie in, but some doesn't.
Up here, it said Mike Afton. Where is it?
No, if people want to know how the books, they can go watch Game Theory for all I care.
I wouldn't say that.
I'm sure Matt digged into the books.
Ailese, Eggs Benedict, Mike. Maintenance worker,
It's
formerly.
Benedict.
Yep. So he's the guy for Sister Location.
Michael. I think Michael uses a fake name for a lot of that.
Yeah,
I
he
think
has to.
he's fit.
You're right, he's
I
called
think
Eggs
he's fits.
Benedict. Learn his name.
I think he's in all of them for sure.
I don't know why, but JJ is on here. There's nothing
Yeah.
about
But
her.
JJ wasn't canon. But JJ
Um,
wasn't canon.
I don't know. I mean, they have the twisted animatronics, which are apparently the book characters, so we don't have to go into that. But with this rabbit, nobody knows anything about him. He could be a glitch. For all we know, it could be the purple guy. And
All we know for sure is it's a virus.
yeah, but with knowing Scott, well, we don't know him, but knowing how he works, the next game, if there is one, is going to continue this purple guy saga and is going to talk about what it's going to clear things up.
Yeah.
Because I highly doubt that it's just a virus.
I don't doubt it. There's always something more. Scott doesn't do jokes. Scott doesn't do coincidences. Scott doesn't do anything half-assed. He does it full throttle. So there's probably something more. Maybe there's another hidden thing that we're just haven't seen yet. It's hard to
Um,
tell.
if you look on the stream, there's some Russian guy who chatted like an hour ago.
Like he was in one of my streams on my old channel.
Yeah, he. I don't
By
know.
the way, shout out to my new channel. It's linked somewhere because I
It's
can't
in it's in
get
uh
on my
it's
old
in the
one.
Horrorverse thing, which is where this is going.
Yeah,
Oh god,
maybe we could put it in the description or something.
we'll see.
Have like half of my viewer count.
Well, knowing all the people that I told about this, they all put notifications on, so they're gonna get this at like 1 in the afternoon.
Yeah,
Because we've teased this well
you'll have
enough.
to take it off. Yeah, I sent a link to Ben. I just don't know if he joined at all.
I don't think he did. Anyway, okay, let's talk about overall thoughts on each series. Number 1.
Let's talk about our favorite game. I
Oh yeah.
think.
Um,
You know my favorite. Do you know yours?
I have 2 that are very close. Sister Location and Pizzeria Simulator.
My favorite is FNAF 3, mostly because it cleared so much up when we got it, and it was like one of the first FNAF games to actually take skill instead of like being more luck
I
based.
disagree. I say 2 takes more skill because nobody beats that.
Two needed more skill, but it was still like luck based as well. There's not really luck in FNAF 3.
Well, I honestly like the gameplay of Sister Location and Simulator. But if I want a
They're
full,
fun.
yeah, they're really fun. But if I wanted a full lore-based game that would show me the real lore of Five Nights at Freddy's, I'd go to 4.
Yeah, 4 just
4 is
got in
phenomenal.
deep everywhere. Everyone was blown away with that. Well,
Well,
I
there.
think a lot of people said that it's one of the best.
Well, think about it this way. With one, you got a game changer. You got something that blows everything out of the water. The number one horror game in the world. With two, it's bigger, it's better, and guess what? There are no doors.
No doors.
I love how that was the biggest campaign for that game. Guess what? What?
Actually, I think somebody said a really big reason why FNAF blew up is because Tobuska did those literal trailers he does.
Mm-hmm. Well, think
I
about it
haven't
this
looked
way.
to see if he did or not. That'd be funny if he blew it up because of his trailers that he does.
Five Nights at Freddy's. Let's see. Five Nights at Freddy's video game series. First release, 2014. 5 years ago, I'd be 10.
Years ago. Now I feel old.
Yeah.
I
I
feel old.
um yeah, I'd be 10 years old. Imagine being a 10-year-old sitting there watching Markiplier play this game and then finally playing it yourself and feeling that terror, that fear. And then a couple of years later, or maybe a year later, the second one comes out and it's scarier. It's more frightening. It's powerful. Three comes out, it's bigger. It's somehow bigger. And then four comes out and it blows everything out of the water. And then he stops. He says, "Thank you all. I'm done." But wait, boom! FNAF World.
Boom! I can just like picture every time he's announced a new game. I can picture him just rickrolling in his office.
Well, back then he probably
Oh,
nay-nayed on his audience.
I don't know. I don't know if you like ever watched any of Game Theory's videos on it, but I remember when Location came out and I watched his video on his take of the reflection with the purple eyes of Michael. He's like, I don't know about you guys, but that shadow looks like the shadowy outline of Rick Astley. And now that's literally all I care about. Imagine the purple guy just starts Rick rolling.
Hello, hello, hello.
That'd
Hi.
it'd be funny to see the animatronic start Rick rolling. Laugh out of that.
We're having way too much fun.
Yeah,
I'm contemplating. I'm having issues right now. Play Five Nights at
are you?
Freddy's Pizzeria Simulator. Download. Yeah. Do I want to though? Yeah. But do I really want
But
to? That game's pretty
do it.
scary.
In the dark side.
Of the Force. Oh, now we're in 32. Let's keep going. But no. Every game is good in its own way.
I give us 10 more minutes before we gotta end this.
Okay, I agree.
Like,
Every game is.
I don't know how much longer we can.
Well, yeah, I'm almost done. We did our overall thoughts on the game series. Overall rating, it's amazing. Every game is great. There was no game except FNAF World where I was like, eh.
Never played FNAF World.
I think I
I'm willing to
played
give it a chance because I like RPGs of that style, but I've
Undertale
never played
FNAF.
it. I never looked at it. I'm like, what is this? No, stop. Don't go there.
No, the
Don't give
DeviantArt
Scott
users are coming.
any. Don't give Scott. Don't give Scott any reason to make another RPG like that.
I do love the style of FNAF World. I'm checking it out right now, and I love the way he teased it
Art
by
style's
making
great.
every individual character cute.
I love that he uploaded a picture of Mangle hanging himself. That was great.
Even the trailer for that game was like FNAF World. Is this the last FNAF game? Dun, 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 dun. Freddy, dun, 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 dun. Bonnie, dun, 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 dun. Chica, dun, 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 dun. Foxy, dun, 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 dun. Cute Mangle. Wait, what?
Mangle.
I do love
Then
the
we got
trailer
Broken
because
Mangle.
it goes and now they're cute? Question mark. What the? And it has that happy music play.
He executed that so well.
Mm-hmm.
I
Because
wish
nobody
I
saw it
wish I could
coming.
play it.
Because how do
Yeah,
you release a game after FNAF 4? Like, how do you do it?
I have no idea.
You
How do
make them
you
cute.
keep building onto that lore?
Yeah.
How many notebooks do you think he had full of the lore just laid out, sitting in a desk drawer somewhere?
Well,
Like,
knowing I have a whole page of just the stuff we summed up on my docs, but that's not even the full thing we talked about. If I had every individual sentence we had,
if we scripted this, we'd
yeah,
probably have a few pages at most.
yeah. But
We don't
yeah.
do scripts. Those are long and annoying and time.
Hold on, let me go to YouTube real quick. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Me and Quinn's next one together would probably be Outlast. Can't wait for that. And check.
Probably. I gotta
Yeah, I know. Let me shout out your channel.
probably.
Old Hunter Iravis, whatever. I don't care.
Yeah, it's linked somewhere.
It's
Just
in my
look for
channel.
it. It's
It's in
hard.
mine, and
It's hard to spell for people who don't know Greek mythology. So just
yep.
it's
But thank you
linked.
guys for watching. And enjoy. Oh no, we had 66 frames detected 10 minutes ago. Ooh.